Hi everyone. So, as Team said, my name is Krishna. I was very inspired, Rhonda. Thank you. A very great lead up, actually. So you're getting this little piece of paper, and what it is just an explanation. I had to work out how the best way I can explain what Cyvizen is. So let's just, once you get that, let's actually just go through, and I'll talk about many things after this. So Cyvizen, what is it? Well, it protects your data, you can own your data, and it's the privacy of your data. So why do I need it now? Well, right now, you own nothing and you are happy. How many of you are happy that you own nothing? So, why? You start with your data, then you start with your money, and then your identity. That's what we can do. So how do we use it? Or how do we start? And you'll see, there's a little laptop, it can be a desktop eventually, but a little laptop, and you'll see a little toggle, like a USB. It's actually an SSD, which is what the operating system is on. Okay? And this is, like I said, it's very basic. So what are we saying? We, as Cyvizen, for us, features are important to us. So when we say features, we want to ensure the features are things like your privacy, how the code is actually written in such a manner that it cannot be hacked. So what that feature, the main feature that Cyvizen has is retention data. So what is retention data? Lack of a better way of putting it, it's stubborn data. It means your data that is in your system is yours and no one can see it. Benefits are important to people. So when we say for you guys, benefits are important, you want to know you have ease of use. So you have your Word documents, your spreadsheets, your PDF. You have the ability to have an email client, so you can actually have your emails. Those are benefits on a system that makes you run. You can do all the things you're accustomed to doing, including have a browser that allows you to search what you want to search. There are more benefits than that. And for companies, value is important to business. So for companies, what their value is their trade secret. It's what makes them tick. Without their trade secret, which is the special sauce that lets them run, they can't actually run a company. It goes. Now, right now, companies globally, and Rhonda spoke about this, Optus, Medicare, Telstra, Gmail, Centrelink, ATO, the New South Wales government, the South Australian government, and those are the ones we know. We don't know what other ones have been, but all of these have been hacked and ransomware. So ransomware is when they actually make a business out of actually taking your data and saying, we'll give you back your data for X amount of dollars. Unfortunately, even when they give it back, even once the, what do they call that?
Transaction?
What?
Transaction?
Well, yeah, transaction, it's actually another word for it. When you kidnap somebody and you hold them to ransom. Even when the data, which is hostage, is returned, 20% of that data is never returned. So 20% is at a loss. So you can get started on that website down there, which is why I gave you the thing, so you can start your journey. Now I'm going to go a little bit more into detail. And this is now, I apologize in advance because I don't intend to fear anybody, scare anybody. But I'll put it in the simplest way. When you're at home, in your room, in your house, and the doors to the front door and the back door are closed, are you in a private or public environment?
I think private.
You think private. Wonderful. When you open that door and you step outside, are you in a public or private environment?
Public.
Okay. So when you get on the internet, is that now, because that's effectively like opening your door to going outside, is that a private or public environment? Okay.
Public.
So you approach it like the public environment, yes?
Yes.
Wonderful. Now we're going to say, You've got a computer, Microsoft, which is Windows, which is the operating system, or you've got Apple. Do you believe when you open up a document on any of these computers that you are in a private or public environment?
Public. Public.
Okay. Why would you be in a public environment if you open up a document? Not the internet, just a document that you're working on, some of these documents that you all got. Why would that be in a public environment?
Because the operating system that you're using is there.
Well, yes, it's a public environment because the operating system that you're using is theirs. This is important to grasp. You do not own that computer. You do not own the hardware. You do not own the operating system. When you opened up your new computer or computers, you opened it up and you actually went through the terms and agreements with Microsoft or Apple. You sign an agreement to the fact that you own nothing. They have authority for the benefit of you, which is to make your journey with them better, that they actually will ensure that you will give information to them on a continual basis. It's for a better experience, a great marketing strategy, by the way. We don't do that at Cyvizen. We have, very simply, we have rented data. What does that mean, basically? In your system, in your file system, you will actually have a public folder. That means that public folder is where you can, when you download something, you will actually get it in the downloads. That's a public folder. And when you want to upload something, you go into the public folder, and from there you will upload something. That is public. We state that. However, when you open up a document and you work on it, that document, the authorship of that document, whether it's a spreadsheet, whether it's something you've drawn, whether it's something your memorandum, your history, your life, whatever the stories, whatever you're writing, that is yours. Everything in there is private. The door is closed. Nobody sees that. And we've added the layer next on top of that to what we call rented data, which basically also means that even if somebody hacks your computer, they can see what's in the public arena. But they can't get into your rented data. They cannot get into your private data. Why? Because it's actually locked. You're the only one that can open that lock and walk in. This is important. There's nothing like this out there. We're the only ones who do this. However, in the public arena, you still have the issue of the fact that your data is going to be seen. Can't avoid it in today's world. We have to live in the public arena. The internet is a public arena. Most here, everybody has had some form of either Facebook. You started a teen with the fact that you have TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Rumble, public. So you've got all your data out there in that form, in that arena. So it is public. However, what we can say is we have, and we've created this, we have on top of everything else, a feature called the digital self sign. What is a digital self? It's you in the digital realm. So it sits above everything, nobody knows of it, it's yours, it's you own it. That means every interaction, every step you take in that public arena is catalog logged. Your KYC is catalog logged. Your documents is cataloged and logged to show you are who you are. But that signature of your digital self is based on hardware signature, not just, and this is really important, it's not just the document of your birth certificate or a driver's license. So it is actually yours. You can prove you are who you say you are. Why would you need to be able to prove who you are? Well, the UK just released a few months ago, not very long, their digital ID. Wonderful. 21 million people started off. It's now become 50. They've had a hack, basically. They've lost 50 million digital IDs. That's larger than the entire population of Australia. So the government's basically come out and stated, no big deal. It's all right. We will be releasing a secure platform to it all and it'll be fine. And when we do, it's no issue. Can you see a problem with that already? 50 million people now cannot prove who they are because the individuals who hacked it have sold that 50 million data and signatures and all the proof of who you are to somewhere else. There are 50 million
Double gang.
double gangers. Yes, 50 million double gangers. Those 50 million people do not have any none, zero ability to have an ID. They've been wiped out of the system. They do not have a solution to this. Australia wants to introduce your digital ID. Yeah, good luck. How are you going to safeguard who you are? Cyvizen. That's how you're going to safeguard who you are. Because yes, you say no. Yes, we can stand up. And yes, you should be standing up and saying no. Absolutely. But please understand, this is something they've been talking about for the last 25 years. It's not new. Since the 1980s, so actually 40 years, since the 1980s, they have been talking about it. Go back, read 1984. It was right there in front of you, the book, and watch the movie with, watch the movie. It's terrifying. Those things have been earmarked. They have been prepping for this for over 40 plus years. They did that with World War II, World War I. They wanted the entire thing. So the fact is, this is not a short-term plan that has been at play. This is a long-term plan. So they're not going to be, they are going to say, okay, maybe we ease off this year. Maybe we won't introduce it in 2025 or 2026. And then when everyone thinks they've won and it's all good, we will introduce it before 2030 because it has to be introduced before 2030. Why? I can speculate, but I'm not going to speculate. So my intention to you is get prepared. We are being directed through the code, as we say, the code is coming through God. Lack of a better way of putting it. We are the instruments that work as the radio. We have tuned ourselves in as a radio to be able to receive that transmission, and we are working with that to bring something that you, the individual, can own, the company can ensure its trade secrets, and we can ensure your safety. And that's Cyvizen. Thank you.